two, three, go.
Welcome back, my spicy meatballs. I'm AJ.
And I'm Corey.
And this is Whiskey with the
Walens.
Walens. Oh, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Always to the house. Whew, that is a smooth shot.
He is bullshitting you. All right, so today we are drinking Crown Royal Black Label. Nothing too fancy going on here, but for us, I've given us each a shot and a half mixed with 3/4 full of just regular cranberry juice, not cocktail, like the real deal, and then top it off with your favorite lemon lime caffeine-free soda. You know what I'm talking about. That's it. So we're just kind of sipping on that because it's hot as fuck. We're in Florida, and we kind of wanted something that wasn't like going to be too thick or extreme or take too much time to make because it's fucking lazy season here when it's 100 degrees. So anyway.
And it is delicious. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. So we've been off the last, few weeks kind of reevaluating, our lives. And we've had so much going on. We've been
busy.
God, we've been to Nashville, I think, since we did this last.
Yeah.
My best friend and her man got married. And what else have we done?
We've been scalloping here in Crystal River, which was awesome. She had a birthday.
I did. I turned the big 3 too. It was a great day. It was a lot of fun.
I'm no longer an older gentleman with you.
My favorite time of the year is when Corey turns a year older than me, and then it only lasts for 3 months. But like for those 3 months, I'm dating an older man, and it's very sexy.
I feel sexier.
Yeah. Plus, he's got more gray. Actually, I don't even have gray. He's got the grays, and it's just sexy, and I just love it.
Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
All right. Salt and pepper's here.
But yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've met some people in the area finally and started hanging out with them, and a lot of people have the same days off, so it's like we try to do this every Monday, and sometimes the schedule just doesn't line up because of plans or whatever happens. Family being in town.
Service industry kind of keeps you out of a regular weekend rotation, which is fine for me because I don't really like the people on the weekends. I don't really like the people anyway.
I don't like weekend crowds.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah,
we're not into all that.
That's a big plus of working in the service industries. You got to work on the weekends, but you get a few days off during the week, and you get to take care of other things when there's no one around. But oddly enough, we just went to the grocery store today. Every time we go out now,
it's
there's
Monday.
People everywhere in the middle of the day.
Yeah, middle of the day, huge thunderstorm, fucking pouring rain, lightning everywhere. 80 people everywhere.
Yeah, all the time.
Not into it. Anyway, so I don't know, we weren't really like super prepared to talk, but we sort of felt like we needed to kind of keep this ball rolling because we really seriously think that this is going to be so much fun, and we like sharing our ideas with everybody. And the more that Corey and I like reach out to different people, the more they're like, you guys are like so insightful, or you open my mind to things that I never considered, or you just have a way of like lighting up. I don't know. People like us. I don't fucking know.
We're typically like in a non-egotistical way. It's like we're just typically the counselor for some of our friends. It's like they want to come to us, not necessarily for advice all the time, but they just want our unique perspective on their situation. And I don't know if we're singling ourselves out. I don't know if every friend does this to every other friend, but most of the time I feel like we catch it more than other people do. It's like even strangers sometimes that we meet will just start telling us very in-depth life details. And then they're like, I don't say this to anyone. I don't know why I'm saying it to you. So I don't know. It's just this kind of gift that we both share. And I love it. Just for the fact that you can be there as an open ear for someone when they don't always have that in their world or their social circle. So
yeah, I agree with that. But I to take it a step further, I'm an empath. And for those of you that don't really know what that means, or if you're not really sure you believe it, I assure you it's a real fucking thing. Anytime I'm around people and their energy is not where I need it to be, it makes me physically ill. It drains me. I have like a lot of muscle issues just because I'm constantly like tensed up or trying to block, guard. It's a blessing and a curse. But for me, when these people come at us with all this crazy shit, I'm like, oh God, I can't take it. Like I'll start fucking crying. I don't even know these people. I'll start crying. I'll like throw the money at them. I'm like, what do you need? Like, take all this money. Like, I got you. Like, I'll just like, I will give away my whole life. Just from someone like trying to connect with me. And I think it's like an energy vampire situation sometimes. So sometimes these people come into my life that are meant to be there forever. And that's the flip side of that coin. So it's not always like a wanted thing, but it's always interesting no matter what. So
Well, it's hard to turn off,
oh
right?
yeah, I don't know how to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I wanted another side to the coin sometimes is you end up taking on other people's energies. Oh, well, that you don't
All the
want. It's like you can't just brush it off. You can't just go home and really sweep it off as much as you would think. And we do a lot of steps, sometimes when we're in the groove, we do a lot of steps to try to cleanse ourselves of this
Yeah.
energy. But sometimes you either just get into some kind of routine and you forget, or, you bring these energies home sometimes and we end up bouncing off of each other in weird ways because of it. I feel like a lot.
Absolutely.
But it's not even because either of us have something going on with each other. It's like sometimes you just pick up a weird energy going out there in the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's more of an empath than I am, but I still, I will sometimes the energy stick to me like Velcro, and it's like,
yeah,
because even as a massage therapist, there would be I'd be with a client and the session would go great. We'd have good banter, and I didn't think anything about the session was weird in any way. And then afterwards, I would just be miserable, cranky. I'd just be like in this weird mental state, and it's like, what is that? I mean, is it something that they're just hiding under the surface that I'm picking up? Because like I said, it wasn't even a spoken energy transfer. It was just like,
yeah.
oh, now I feel like I want to go kick a puppy, even though the rest of my day has been great. I would never kick a puppy.
Yeah, he would never ever fucking do that. No, but it's true. A lot about, I don't know, it's crazy. People don't realize that the energy that you put out there matters to other people. Like there's certain times where I just have to walk away or forcefully get out of a crowd or a situation because I am about to flip my shit, and it'll come from nowhere. And it's very matter of fact. It's like I have to get the fuck away from these people. And I'm sure most of you can probably relate to that. You're standing in line, grocery store, like someone will be either in front or behind you, or when you're just driving in traffic, you just kind of get this vibe that someone around you is being like road ragey, even if they're not even doing anything. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't happen for you, but it happens for me all the time, and it's horrible. And it's for anybody out there suffering with strong empath skills, I am here for you. Like it is no joke. And on top of that, I'm also a Cancer sign, which means we're already ultra sensitive. And then I do have anxiety. I've been diagnosed. I'm currently not on medications for it though, because I just feel like some things you just have to try to get through. Because mine's not as bad as other people's, and I don't know. I felt like I was relying on it a lot, and we don't really like. I personally don't like medications.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do a whole episode on that alone, but it's like,
sorry, there's a shitload of bugs out here, guys.
Sorry. Oh yeah, we're in Bug City.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's I have nothing wrong to say about anyone that ever needs medications at any given point or anything like that. I mean, they have their place.
Yeah.
But with things like anxiety, there's something that needs to be addressed. I always take the traditional Chinese medicine approach of looking at the whole person and every aspect of their life, and there's usually something amiss that medication is usually indicated for. But a lot of the times what they do is they diminish you as a soul, as a person. Like they kind of take away a little bit of your character, of your energy. There's
that, and and the side effects are fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so I'm sure we will get into that one day, because there's a slew of my family members that are all on these different medications, and God, what it's done to their bodies is like, it's crazy. It's
crazy. Physically too, not even just
physically, like holes in their teeth and just destroying their minds, and it's crazy. Anyways. So happy days here. But yeah, so we kind of wanted to talk about a couple of like interesting concepts that people don't really think about, I think, on a regular basis. And the top of that is the power of your voice, and the power that you have and the right that you have to say no.
Yeah.
In any situation, whether it's a romantic partner, a job that someone's asking you to do that is not it's not your responsibility.
Family even,
Obligations,
yeah.
holiday obligations is like a huge one for me. God, what else? We could go on and on and on, but it's not all negative either. It's like
No, in a positive connotation, because I personally actually struggle with this concept because I like to please everyone,
he is a people pleaser.
and that gets me in compromised mental and emotional states sometimes.
Yeah.
So, that's like, that can easily be avoided by just being honest with yourself and being honest with the people that you engage with.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. And at the end of the day, people are going to respect you a lot more for knowing what you want and sticking to your guns and like holding on to your self-worth and your values than by like feeling guilted into doing things that aren't necessarily serving you. And I don't know, I just think that's really important. Like I look back on some terrible mistakes in my life, and if I had just said no, chances are some of those would have still happened, but a lot of them probably wouldn't have, but I wouldn't be where I am today. But now going forward, I just have a really low tolerance for being bullied. And a lot of times when people are asking you to do things that they know are not okay, like they know that they just kind of know that you're like weak in that way. And it's not, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to climb the ladder, socially and at your job and, whatever, do what you got to do. But when you don't want to become a doormat for people, and not me personally, I know I've ended up there a few times. Like I just feel walked all over all the time because I want to help everyone and do what they need and like look out for people and get them what they.
Yeah. And another little side point is a lot of times you feel obligated to do something for someone because they've done things for you in the past.
Oh yeah, that.
And to me, it's like, and that's like something that in your mind, you're like, I wish I had said no to that, but I feel obligated because of, that situation. But if you had just kind of lost my train of thought on that.
I mean, I guess what you're trying to say is like, you just because you if my best friend comes to me and says, hey AJ, like I really need your help, like I am $100 short on my electric bill and I've got my kids and I'm so stressed out and someone stole my credit card information and I'm just like like, well, of course I'm going to do everything in my power to like help them out and give them money. Of course, like it's a no-brainer. And honestly, on a side note there, don't ever give money away that you're not into, like you'll never get it back 9 times out of 10. So
that brought me back to what I was going to say.
And there we go.
Yeah. It's like the bouncing back thing, it's like you feel obligated to do something for someone because they did something for you, when in your head you really don't want to do it. But everyone should be doing things and giving things to people unconditionally. That's like the core of what I was trying to say earlier, and I'm sorry I slipped out on that. That's going to happen from time to time, by the way. I squirrel brain. But hey, there's a squirrel over there. We are outside here in beautiful Crystal River. But so yeah, it's just, don't feel like you have to do something for someone unless you really want to do it. And they should, no one should ever do something for you expecting favors in return.
And you know what? And don't pussyfoot around that issue. If someone asks you to do something, don't make up my sister's goldfish is dying. I have to skip on that. Be fucking frank and be like, listen, I don't feel like this is a fair thing that you're asking me to do. Is there another way that I can help you? Is there something that's not quite as involved? I just feel like this is taking advantage of. You need to be frank and upfront about what you will and will not take from people. And that shit is hard because you will think that people are going to be mad at you and they're going to hate you. In all actuality, if they really love you and it's someone that needs to be in your life, they're going to look at you and go, you're absolutely right, and I'm really sorry. And if they don't do that, then that's when you need to reevaluate your relationship, I would think, personally. Like, if he asks me to do some skanky shit or fucking, I don't know, like anything weird, I'm gonna be like, you are fucked, dude. Like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not that he ever would, but you know, I don't have a good example because I'm pretty blunt and people just don't
Well,
ask me to do
yeah.
shit anymore.
The world just needs more honesty,
Yeah.
period. You know, be upfront with your loved ones.
Yeah.
They're
And you
going
don't
to
have
love
to
you
be
no
an,
matter what.
and if they don't, then fuck
You
them.
shouldn't surround yourself with people that don't love you unconditionally.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Oh, that's, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, I love this
Absolutely.
person because they're going to, you know, help me out on this aspect of my life or
Ew, yeah,
get
that's a
me the next step
vampire.
up. Yeah, vampires
Yeah,
or
we don't, not
people
like
that
an
want to step
actual
on your
vampire, by the
shoulders.
way, like an
Energy
energy
vampires.
vampire.
Yeah, there's, you know, we could do a whole bit on that too, just
Yeah, we
about
could.
killing the vampires in your life. But
Yeah.
you know, people generally. There's a lot of different types of energetic beings out there. You know, not to get too hippie about it, but there are people that just pour energy out of them, and there are people that are like black holes, and they just suck everything around them. It's like they'll leech onto you, and every time you hang out with them, you know, you might have fun in the moment, but you'll leave feeling
Drained.
exhausted, drained, or whatever, just in a fuzz. Oh, that was something I was going to bring up earlier too when you're talking about just picking up weird energies out in public and stuff. One that I typically encounter is like when we're shopping, like
Oh
at
my
Walmart
God,
or
yeah.
something.
Fuck Walmart.
Out of no, well, yeah, fuck Walmart.
Fuck
We don't go
Walmart, by
there.
the way.
We only go there when we need like
And it's at like 3 in the morning or something
a
crazy.
toilet scrubber at 4 a.m. But I'll just be like, I'll be normal going into the store, and out of nowhere, I'll just get into this weird mental like haze, and then she's like, "What's going on with you?" I'm just like, what?"
Yeah, he can't. He has a really hard
I don't know
time
if it's
being.
the lights
I
or
actually was gonna say I don't know if it's the lights, but I do
fluorescent
feel like it's
lights.
the
They're terrible for you.
electric energy in there. But also the people are the worst at Walmart. God damn, they're bad.
Slash best.
Slash the greatest. But yeah, so let's shift the energy here. Speaking of, because I don't want it to sound like we're just like these mopey bitchy people, because that's definitely not the case. What we are intending with all of our podcasts is to lift you up, make you understand that it's okay to be like yourself and not to take shit from people when you don't have to.
Bottom line is just being the best yourself that you can be.
So so the power of no, I think we've kind of covered that. I mean, vaguely, but also I think you get the point. The power of yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the craziest thing will happen when you start opening up your heart and your mind and your energy and your spirit to yes, to new adventures, to new people, to new experiences, just everything. It's super exciting, and the best part is like 9 times out of 10 it'll be like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, of course I want to do that, but every now and then you'll get this crazy thing that you're like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly when you need to say yes. As long as it's something that doesn't go against your morals. Let me be clear about that. If it's something that you've had a thought about doing before, or like a small interest in, or something that kind of like scares you, but something that you kind of like dreamt about doing, or you've had like this weird fantasy about, or whatever it may be, like the power of yes is something that's like super exciting and amazingly crazy, and it will totally open your world to new adventures and experiences. And that is like, he can actually speak way more to this because he's done all this shit. He was in a band and traveled all over the place.
I mean, so like fear is unfortunately the biggest obstacle with saying yes to things. And to be certain, you know, you really have to discern, like we were talking about, the power of saying no and saying yes to everything. Like, yeah, there is a fine line there, like because we were touching upon the idea of saying yes to things just because you feel obligated. That's not where, that's actually a fear-based kind of mentality, unfortunately, but that's the truth of it. So when you open yourself up to saying yes, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, there was the movie Yes Man, which she hates Jim Carrey.
I feel like I'm the
dropping
only person
bombs over here.
I do not like Jim Carrey.
She does not like Jim Carrey.
We're just gonna put that. I don't hate him. I just don't get it.
She doesn't enjoy his characters.
I'm more of like a Zach Galifianakis, and only a true fan will know what that's from. But anyway, let's keep going.
So that movie was good in a few ways because it did change his life to start saying yes to everything. But as if anyone that saw the movie watched, you cannot say yes to everything because you will really throw yourself ass over elbow, or whatever the phrase is, into things that really kind of could wreck your life potentially. But I don't know. It's about being positive and being open to every opportunity and situation that comes your way. And the more you start being like a yes mentality, the more these doors really start opening up. So you now have more options in front of you. It's not like you just go from one thing to the next by saying yes. It's just the more things you prepare yourself for, mentally and emotionally and spiritually, the more the world is like throwing things at you like, oh, okay, well, now you're ready for this because you are allowing, you're ready for B now that you've allowed A into your life, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it becomes, to use a visual metaphor, like just a beautiful orchid opening up. That was really not intentional, but these things behind us here, the orchids, it's a funny story because how long this plant's years old, and
Yeah. This plant hasn't bloomed in like 2+ years. And when it finally did start blooming, it was when we had this like fucking weird Florida like caterpillar weird
we had a
infestation
caterpillar
thing.
infestation.
And they started eating the buds.
Only
I was
the
like,
buds.
you motherfuckers.
They didn't eat the leaves
Yeah.
or the stems.
No,
They ate the buds, forming.
So I brought it inside, and that's where it's lived ever since. And lo and behold, it found its perfect home in that space, and now it's blooming.
So to bring it all back, cut the caterpillars that eat the buds out of your life.
Seriously,
these little blossoms are opportunities for saying yes.
Yeah.
I love silly metaphors.
I know, it's good though. But seriously, like, I don't know. I kind of think like, see, Corey's into like we're into a lot of this. I'm gonna use this as a quick example. Like, we're into the same music, but like he's way more into it because he's like producing and doing his own things. But I'm always open to supporting whatever music he's into as long as it's not like metal. And he doesn't really look
super weird.
Yeah, we like, kind of just like some transient, deeper, metaphysical, I don't know, like music you could trip your balls off to, but also just listen to like calm people down.
Relax, or even
relax.
stretch and do yoga to, or meditate or whatever.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, do you want to go to this music festival? And I'm like, I only know like 2 or 3 of these headliners, but I trust his judgment. And I was like, you know what? I feel safe in this space, and it kind of freaks me out because music festivals are kind of a thing that I have to prepare myself for because, again, empath, but it's outdoors and whatever. I was like, yes, fuck it, let's go. Yes, let's do it. We now have some of the greatest friends we've ever had in our life.
Oh my God,
we happen to camp right next to them. So it's like, it's that kind of a thing that we're leading into. It's like, say yes and see what happens. Open yourself up for more than you expected, and then like dive into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've because of going to these festivals that were like not only way far out of our way, but just like, when we first started going to festivals, it was with close friends, and they kind of took us under their wing, and then we finally started getting on our own with those, which is kind of scary at first because it's just so
it's intimidating,
intense,
especially when you're in your 30s and most of the people around you are like
younger,
young, and they look at you as like this older person. I know when I was 18, I thought 28-year-olds were like ancient, and now I'm surpassed that. You know what I mean? So it's intimidating. It's hard to feel welcome.
But it's, because putting ourselves out on the limb, and it's like, I know even if we don't meet anyone we like, we're going to have a really good time. But because of going to these festivals, we've met people that we immediately are like, consider family.
Yeah.
It's not even, it was like, maybe like, little social interactions when you first meet that are kind of little cues, and you start going deeper, and then you start hanging out the whole weekend. You're like, holy shit, like these people are part of what I feel like is my tribe of people.
Exactly. Oh, that's perfect. That totally leads into our next topic, which is like choosing your tribe carefully.
Very carefully.
Yeah. And that can be anybody from like family to best friends to coworkers to employers to neighbors. Anybody that you are in close proximity to for an extended period of time throughout your life.
Yeah, and when we talk about your tribe, it's global. Now with like the power of the interwebs, we are able to keep in contact with people that we don't have to be neighbors with, or even family members with, or people we grew up in high school with. And both AJ and I have like witnessed these, we both have moved out of our hometowns for extended periods of time, which I think is actually a very crucial thing. I think everybody should move out of their hometown for
100%.
a minute.
Yeah.
Just do
Oh, like
get
a
out of
year
your
minimum.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, get the hell
because people
out.
get stuck in these little
Yeah, nothing ever
circles.
changes. People never grow up.
Everyone, it's like becomes this cesspool. Everyone sleeps with each other.
Yeah, and like I literally have been like realizing this thing that a lot of people never mature.
Mm.
They just get more wrinkly. And it's shocking to me, and I mean that.
Mhm.
It is shocking to me the amount of folks that are double our senior, you know, that are still dramatic over Facebook
High
and
school mentality.
combative and high school mentality, and they let these tiny little things get to them, and it actually blows my mind because I just think I thought, you know, when you're younger they tell you like, oh, you'll grow up and you'll get more mature and all this stuff. Well, some of us do, but the vast majority of us, I promise you, they do not. So you need to think about that when you're hanging out with certain people. Are they getting in fist fights once a month because of some dumb shit? Are they being accused of things that aren't necessarily in good character?
Constantly breaking up with their spouses and getting back together.
Yeah,
or whatever,
and
just causing
being
trouble.
yeah, being, you know, just like generally a piece of shit, or like, you know, that have kids but don't spend time with them, or I don't know.
Even okay, you know,
And if that's your thing,
everyone's got a
that's
different
fine, but it's
situation.
not
Yeah.
ours.
I was gonna say, like, even people that like if you're like best friends with someone, but he has or he or she has kids, and they spend 90% of the time with the ex, and they don't, you know, there's alimony involved or what, child support, and they're not paying any of that.
Man,
It's like
that's
that. Don't overlook that because you guys have good times when you're hanging out down at Walmart or whatever. Like, that's a huge character flaw. Like, everyone needs to get their shit together. Everyone can like
Yeah.
really get in charge of their own destiny. Everything that happens to us in some way, shape, or form is in our own control. And that's hard for a lot of people to hear because a lot of people want to play the victim game. But we are in control of our own destinies. You know, this is our life. We chose to be here. We can make our way through this however you want. You know, do you want to like choose to roll? Do you want this like big rock of earth just rolling under you and you're just like, oh, obstacles and pain and suffering? Or do you want to fucking seize it and climb that mountain and, you know, just cut those vampires out, cut those damn bud eating caterpillars out.
Bud, not butt eating.
There are some butt eating caterpillars though, and they are vicious.
But no, I think what my poignant life partner here is trying to say is like, if it doesn't feel right, go there and trust your gut. And it doesn't have to be like a messy, like a breakup situation. Just distance yourself.
Yeah.
And focus on the friends that lift you up and the family that lift you up and the people that make you feel like loved and appreciated. And this is even like at work. You know, don't worry about your mean boss. Yeah, he's going to piss you off, make you cry, hurt your feelings, you're scared of him or whatever. Go to the people that make you feel like you're okay and you're safe, and just don't worry about it. And if you get fired by your mean and stupid and crazy and awful mean boss, like, then just fucking get a new job. It's not a big deal. And 9 times out of 10, that new job will be better suited for you anyway. You know what I mean? So just like trust, just don't let the people that bring you down continue to bring you down. Like, surround yourself with people that lift you up on a regular basis, that tell you that you're worth like 1,000,000 times more than how you're treated by XYZ bad person. You don't want to be around people that, listen, and I'm just going to throw this out here, but if you're friends with drug addicts, bye.
Yeah.
Let that shit go. Yeah. You can't save them. Same with alcoholics. Same with pill addicts.
Well, everyone's addiction is their own personal battle to fight, and unfortunately, it's like it's gonna draw from some aspect of their life with the relationships they have with people, no matter what the addiction is. And you know that it's sad and it hurts.
It's a squirrel eating chips. Sorry, we threw a bag of chips out earlier, and it's totally eating them.
It's sad and it hurts, but that's one of those things we were talking about earlier, is just like being fully honest with yourself. It's like, and only choose the things in your life that are serving you. It's okay to be selfish in that way.
Oh my God, being selfish is the most underrated thing. You have to be selfish. It is impossible to not be. And people tell you from the time that you're like a child, you're being selfish and all you care about is yourself. Who the fuck else gives a shit about you if it ain't you? That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to be passionate about you.
Yeah, very true.
Seriously, know what you want. Fucking call yourself out. You know, like if you're being a bitch, then be like, I'm being a fucking bitch and I'm really sorry. You know, no one is going to allow you to be you more than you. And if you are in your truest form, you are respecting of other people. You are appreciative of other people. You are forgiving of other people. You are open to conversations that are not necessarily easy. And that is how you know that you're being like the truest you, in my opinion.
Well, that's what pushes you, and that's what helps you grow.
Yeah.
And one of my main like foundations in my life, and this isn't necessarily an original thought, but it's like you have to be your own best friend. Like objectively look at your relationship with your best friend. Are you honest with them? Do you call them out on their shit when they're being assholes?
Lindsay.
You know, how do you treat your best friend? Because that's how you should be treating yourself.
Yeah.
You should be your own best friend. You should look at yourself objectively, like really take a moment to like visualize your own body outside of yourself. Like look 10 feet in front of you and imagine you standing there while you're still here. I know it's a weird concept. It's almost astral projection-y, but it's like just visualize, or close your eyes if you have to, or write a note or a letter to yourself. But you gotta like love yourself. You gotta be best friends with yourself. You gotta respect yourself. Otherwise, you're not really going to be able to fully put that out there into the world. But treat yourself, you know, like eliminate that little inner thought. And I have this, you know, just from conditioning. But it's like sometimes I'll do something or I'll fuck something up and be like, oh, fucking stupid or idiot. I'll call myself names. And then I'm like, I would never actually say that to my best friend. I would never call them stupid or an idiot or dumbass or anything like that. So I need to apply those same principles to me. You know, this is not something that I've like mastered and I'm trying to teach you. This is something I am also working with like daily. I am still, 32. Not that that's old or anything, but I still struggle with that idea and that concept. So
that's true though. It's super important, and this actually ties into a lot of people that struggle like with relationships. They're like, why haven't I found the one? Why am I single? Why this? Why that? And it's like the answer for me is very simple. You are not comfortable with who you are. You don't know what you want. And once you start to love yourself and become your own best friend, no one can tear down your confidence, and confidence is motherfucking sexy. This is going to hurt his ears, but I cannot tell you the number of ugly motherfuckers that I dated before him solely because they were confident. Yeah.
Well, also, to be fully honest on our second episode here, but I struggle with self-confidence. I don't know.
Constantly tell me how hot my husband is. I'm like,
I was husky growing up. I was never into sports. I was never athletic.
Thank God.
I didn't start playing.
Amen.
I didn't start playing an instrument until I was 12, and even then, I was still like I was nerdy coming into learning about what good music was. Like, I don't even think I listened to music before 12, except for what my parents played. Which, thank you, Mom and Dad, for being awesome. They used to listen to like all the like Pink Floyd, The Doors, Tom Petty, just all that Fleetwood Mac,
Beatles,
Allman Brothers, everything. The coolest. They had the fucking coolest. They were the best like music fans. Which, not to go too far off the track there, but
I'm gonna let you rant while I give us refills.
Okay,
no, keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, this will be awkward.
No, it won't.
So, I didn't get into, my self-confidence, and I'm still struggling with it, but self-confidence is, to me, it's my mountain to climb. Like, I grew up very geeky, very nerdy. I used to love Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, and I even watched Sailor Moon. I'm admitting that right now. But those are all things that I think just added to the depth of my character inevitably. Like I played Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, which, people still look at with a stigma, which is unfortunate because that's just a group of people really enjoying themselves doing something, and they're doing it. They actually have a group of friends that they're very tight with, that they're, consider part of their tribe. But it's the same with people that are into sports or business or golfing or, whatever, just anything. People have to find their tribe in some way, shape, or form. So, oh, you're back. That was quick.
Duh.
She is the bartender queen.
I didn't put any liquor in there.
Oh.
Hold, please.
That's why it was so quick. But okay, so back to self-confidence. To me, it's like this adventure that I'm on. Because I never had it, and a lot of things have helped me to come into that. Every experience in life is like a point to grow from, whether it's looked at as negative or positive. But I've done things like, I've done things like playing in front of thousands of people in a band, and that was literally like one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done, because I can't even talk in front of like 5 people. I can't even talk in front of like 5 people without
he gets nervous when
getting
we
all
do
flustered.
These. Yeah.
God, how many times did we have to start this episode?
Like 6. Legit, like 6.
Yeah, I want to be honest with this whole thing. Is like this. We want to be transparent. Like, to me, the more honest someone can be, the more I get entertained by it, because
totally
people try to hide things. They try to polish everything. We're not polished. I mean, look, I was going to mention this earlier, but it's like you're getting a different angle. The sound might be a little different, but we're going to be fixing this thing until we really nail it down. Like, we finally got a tripod for our camera, which is awesome. You should have saw the first setup. I wish I took a picture of it. But we had the camera clipped onto the side of a bucket on a table.
That's true. Yeah.
And we were on the swing chair, which this is a nice addition, because now we're not like rocking. But we are rocking.
Oh,
you're rocking.
Oh,
and rolling.
Thanks.
Down to the beach, I'm strolling. Anyways, so that's enough about me.
Yeah, so anyways, this all goes back into surround yourself with people that love you and lift you up. And then that will help embrace your inner you. And this is probably one of my most favorite topics, is being you without giving a fuck.
Being you without giving a fuck. And just one more little quick spot on that, on the surrounding yourself. There's a great quote, and I forgot who started it, but they say, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. So take a look at the people around you. Does that add up to you?
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. And I don't know. I hope that is the case, but if not, then, there's nothing wrong with growing as a person and moving away from the people that cause you stress and drama and overwhelming anxiety. And I don't like to talk shit about my friends. And if you got a bunch of friends that are making like you stress out and you're talking shit about them, then it's time to move on.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk about my favorite thing in the world, being you without giving a fuck. And what I mean by that, it's just degaffing. Don't give a fuck. I literally, every fucking week, I get some comment about, oh, you're 32, but you purple hair. Oh, why do you have so many tattoos? Oh,
do you know what those tattoos are going to look like when you're older?
Yeah. Do you have any idea how they're going to age, or what? It's kind of weird that you're so like colorful in your 30s, or why do you dress like that?
You look beautiful today.
Yeah, you look really good today.
That's
this is the best I've ever seen
thing
you.
To say.
Yeah, why do you look so different? Like, you look really good today. And I'm like, oh, I didn't fucking realize that. Oh,
am I looking ugly every other day of the week?
Yeah, no, this guy said to me the other day, he was like, I really like the outfit you're wearing today. And I was like, I also enjoy the threads on your skin suit. They are pleasing to my eye as well. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, that's legit, like what you just fucking said to me. And I'm not trying to be an asshole and overly sensitive. But my whole thing is like, I think we come from a different generation where it's not acceptable to go around and just like say whatever the fuck you want. You can say things to people without it being a backhanded fucking compliment.
What's your favorite, as women in general? Smile.
Oh my fucking God. Don't tell me to fucking smile. Especially other women. Don't tell me to fucking smile. I am a fucking bartender. I deal with drunk people 30 hours in 3 days.
Well, it's not even that you're scowling or anything.
No!
You're just serious. Like,
I'm
in
just-
the moment, you know.
How the fuck else am I supposed to be like, ah? If I smiled while I was doing my job, people would think I was an insane person. I take like 12 orders at a time on top of 3 different food orders, on top of making different shots, on top of closing 4 different taps, on top of closing 7 different tables. Like it's a job. It's hard work. And it takes a lot of mental capacity to be able to do that. That's why I work the busiest nights of the weeks. Shout out to me for being awesome.
Badass.
But don't fucking tell me to smile because, motherfucker, I've already been smiling for 7 fucking hours. My cheeks hurt. It's not personal. You're just not fucking giving me a reason to smile. So when someone tells you to smile, my favorite thing is tell me a joke. Give me a reason to smile. Tell me a fucking joke. You don't have to be an asshole about it. But it's
Actually,
inappropriate.
the best thing, this just popped into my head, but the best thing you can do if you're a male out there in the world and that's something you do to women, you walk by on the street and they're looking serious, you're like, hey, beautiful, smile.
No.
Actually, the best thing you can do is to just smile at them.
Yeah.
Like, just be a friendly face.
Oh my God, that's
And then,
so
you know,
sweet. Yeah, that's
then
super.
that will actually be like, oh, okay.
Okay, that's sexy though too.
You know, there you go.
Like
Boom.
if a
For all you
fucking hot
single
guy
men
looks
out
at me,
there.
he's like, "Hey, baby, smile." I'm like, "Oh, go fuck yourself. Go jump off a cliff and die." But if a hot and listen, everybody flirts. I call it window shopping.
It's all good.
Everybody window shops. You just can't leave fingerprints on
Right.
the glass. You know what I'm saying? So, but if a hot guy like walks by or woman, hey, let's go there,
Mm.
walks by me and they just smile at me, I'm like, "Oh shit, hey."
Hey. How can you
Hey.
resist someone smiling at you
Yeah.
unless they come to you like, then that's okay. All right, I'm not smiling back at that. You're welcome.
But no, but listen, don't tell people to smile. It's fucking rude. But
Yeah.
let's come back to it.
Mhm.
We come from a different generation. I don't understand. Like I was never raised to critique someone's outfit unless I thought it was beautiful. I was never taught to ask someone what they're going to do next with their hair if it's starting to look a little faded, why their hair is a certain color.
Wait.
Oh my God. I've
They're
had
the
people tell
worst.
me that they know I'm trying to impress my customers, but certain outfits aren't becoming on me. I've had people tell me that I look like I've lost a lot of weight. I've had people tell me all sorts of things. Why don't we have kids yet is one of my
Oh,
favorite
God.
things.
That's okay. Yeah, that we could go off on that for a while.
All I'm
but-
saying is that no one here, like nobody in my life knows my situation more than my husband. Nobody, not my family, not my friends, anybody. I have a thyroid problem, which causes my weight to fluctuate on a regular basis. I just recently got an IUD put in because I have the most excruciating period cramps you've ever had in your life. Sorry, guys that are listening, but not sorry. My sister was diagnosed with endometriosis.
It's like watching. It's like excruciating. It's like I don't know. It's
Oh, and
watching your spouse go through that.
I
is
black
one of-
out.
It's so tough.
And I'm allergic
Yeah.
to pain medicine, so my limbs literally go numb. My face goes numb. I get tunnel vision, and then I'm like not coherent, and nothing stops it. No amount of pain medicine, no amount of whiskey, nothing stops the pain. So I finally was lucky enough to get a free IUD from the women's clinic, and it's changed my life. But you
Yeah,
can't.
thank God we got that in too, right before this whole
Fuck you, Donald
healthcare
Trump. Fuck
change.
you, Donald Trump.
Woo!
Oh, anyway, so it's really unfair to make these comments to people, and I think what we need to do more as a society and as people, and to kind of spread the love that we are constantly trying to ignite, is just to don't say shit unless you fucking mean it. Like, I don't give a fuck if you like my outfit today. You don't have to specify that. AJ, you look beautiful. Thank you so much. You don't have to be like, this is the best I've ever seen you. Because then that makes me feel like every other time that you've ever seen me, I didn't look good. And that fucking hurts. That fucks with my ego. It fucks with my self-esteem. And it fucks with the way that I look at myself. That's not okay. Your opinion of me should not matter to me, but it does because I'm an empath and I'm sensitive.
Boom.
Anyway, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I am doing my very best to be unapologetically me. I don't care that you don't approve of my tattoos. I don't care that you don't think purple hair is good on me. I don't care that you liked me better with short hair or long hair. I don't care if you don't like my nail polish. I don't care if you don't like my outfit. I don't care if you think my husband's hair is like scraggly. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me because me, my real friends, my real family, people that love me for me, and all of that shit. They think I'm creative. They think I'm beautiful. They think I inspire more people than I upset. And that, I think, is my biggest goal in life.
And that comes from being, what is it, yourself without giving a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm my own best
be
friend.
your truest you.
Yeah.
It's like, even as a male, just to touch on what she was going through, it's like, we're not exclusive from people commenting on the way we look. Back when we were living in Tennessee, for some reason, where we were living was a particularly heavy-set town anyways, so maybe that was part of it, but people would constantly be like, oh, you're so skinny. Like, that doesn't actually make me feel good to hear.
No.
Like, I'm not trying to be this, like, Jared Leto and Dallas Buyers Club skinny. I mean, she's in love with Jared Leto, but in that particular
Jared,
role,
if you're watching.
he was, like, way bad. And it's like,
No, like way bad as in like skinny. That was an amazing.
Oh, no, sorry. To clarify.
You killed it.
Amazing acting. Way skinny. Like, it was like, obviously, because of, what was going on with that movie.
Right.
If you've never seen it, please watch it.
God, it's so good.
But, I don't like hearing that. Like, why, the whole thing that I have a problem with is why, it's like people cannot stand dead air between each other. You need to be comfortable with silence. Actually, we need more silence in our lives, period. There's so much noise going on all the time. Cell phones, airplanes, trains, automobiles, music. Music is great, but at the same time, take a drive down the road without the radio on and the windows open. It's fucking amazing. But, like, people have to, like, you can't just... Most people cannot stand to just sit next to someone without saying something. They have this weird urge. It's like, it's like welling up in them like a volcano, and then some shit just spews out of their mouth. You're skinny. It's like, what? How about you just say hello, and then let's move past that?
I don't think anyone should be commenting on anyone's weight unless you are a fucking doctor and someone is coming to you about their weight.
How's my weight, doctor? You're skinny. Eat some food.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take that in consideration.
I mean, the same could be said about nutrition. Now, I'm going to say this. When I'm in the grocery store, I am definitely judging people by their cards. I am. I don't mean to be.
Well,
but if it's like an overweight situation and then they have nothing but junk food in their cards,
and they have two little overweight kids,
I'm like, God, this is the worst thing you
it's
can
all
do for these
frozen
children. Like,
foods and Nabisco
and sodas and like just like junk.
12 packs of soda.
I'm judging you, but I'm not going to go out of my way and be like, that's wrong.
You know, you should really eat healthier.
You really shouldn't do that. And these activists that are going after people, for eating meat, it's like, there are certain ways to get your point across without doing any of that stuff. So I don't fucking know, man. I just feel like don't ever let anyone try to burn out your light. You are important and you matter, and whatever you're doing in your life matters, because you need to remember we are on a fucking floating planet in the middle of the fucking galaxy, in the middle of the fucking universe.
Yeah. I love one.
And we're literally space dust.
Space dust.
Like
space
stars.
Dust.
And we've been put together.
Matter.
Yeah, it's like, are you fucking joking? Nothing matters except for us, because we are matter. But really, seriously, nothing really matters. Nothing really matters. Live your fucking life. Live your fucking life.
What is it? Don't sweat the small stuff. Period. Everything is small stuff. Period.
Yeah.
That was another good quote I saw recently.
Yeah. Everything is kind of stressful, but it's really not that important. Like, I always try to ask myself this question. This situation that's happening to me at the moment, like, is it going to matter in a month? Okay, if the answer is yes, I'm like, okay, is it going to matter in 6 months? If the answer is yes, then I go, okay, is it going to matter in a year? And then, so I can judge the value of whether it's actually like that important or not. I got fired. Is it going to matter in a month when I have another job that I'm making more money at? No, it's not going to fucking matter. Does it suck? Yeah, my ego is bruised. Yeah, I'm worried about income for my family, but I know it's going to work out. Like, it's not
everything
that hard.
Always works out as long as you apply yourself.
Totally.
And, it's okay to go through bouts of depression and sadness because of an event but don't let it consume you.
No,
You know,
don't.
deal with the emotions,
Yeah.
but don't let it become a weekly, a monthly, a yearly thing,
An excuse.
an excuse, or a are you alive? Are you breathing? Are you hungry? Are you starving? Or are you fed? You know, do you have water? Like, do you have shelter over your head? If not, then change it. But if you do, then just take it day by day. You can change your situation. Nothing is ever set in stone. All hope is not lost, ever. Ever.
Right. And never, I don't know. And a lot of people are always afraid to ask for help. But if you are living like a good life, and I mean like you're not on painkillers and you're not, or abusing painkillers, I mean, and not,
Right.
you know, if your life is legitimately like a solid life, but you can't make enough income to support yourself, there are things and ways that you can be helped. And there's nothing wrong with asking for that. Fuck, we've been on food stamps, and it was
We've been
actually
on food stamps.
it was the catalyst that helped us
Yeah,
to start eating
yeah.
healthier. Funny enough, so there's
And
nothing
we
wrong with
needed
it.
it. You
We
know, it
needed it.
wasn't, we're not like poor, poor old, you know, white couple
No,
couldn't
it
get their
was
shit
like
together. It's like, due to a series of circumstances, we legitimately needed food stamps.
and we got help. I mean, and it was
And
awesome.
it actually, yeah, we actually started eating healthier because of that. Because
Yeah.
we were actually getting more per month than we were actually spending on groceries, which is like
Well, and
silly
it
in
was
a
like
way. But
we were eating like frozen pizzas
yeah, a
and
lot of frozen processed stuff.
stupid
and
shit, and we started eating organically, ate a lot more veggies, and
It's
we
like, oh,
started
now we can afford
juicing.
vegetables.
Yeah, it was awesome,
You
and
know?
it was the thing that changed our lives.
Actually, that brings me to a good point. And this is a lot of people have issues with their with what they eat, and that is like one of the biggest roots of like all our, you know, diseases and our obesity and whatnot. But I full on believe that once you start changing your diet, your mind state can change. So even if you find yourself in this kind of downtrodden, depressed, you know, kind of almost victim state, like I was saying earlier, that actually can be changed through food. You can actually elevate yourself. And it takes a while. This is one thing a lot of people don't want to put in the effort for, but it does take a while. It takes longer than 2 weeks. It might even take longer
Right.
than 6 months.
Right.
But let food be thy medicine. That was Hippocrates, I believe. And he, like, basically the whole thing is you are what you eat. That's, you know, what it translates to. And as obvious as that is, as much as we heard that when we were kids, no one actually applies that to themselves. If you're sucking down Mountain Dew all day and eating pizza and Doritos and fucking Tostino's pizza, you know,
yeah,
whatever.
but look at what they're serving kids in elementary
Yeah,
schools. Their
it's a
lunches.
tough, it's a
fucking
struggle.
ridiculous.
It's a struggle
man.
because, yeah, you got a lot of kids that can't afford to bring their own food to school, so they get these, you know, lunches from
Free
school, which are
lunches,
they now consider pizza a vegetable because it has
vegetable.
tomato sauce on it. But once you start, like, just get a bunch of lettuce and broccoli. It's really not that expensive. You know, avocados are actually expensive.
Shop at Aldi.
Shop at Aldi.
Motherfucking
First of
shop
all,
at Aldi.
fucking
Let me tell you.
much love to Aldi.
Seriously,
Just went there
it's
earlier
the
today.
cheapest grocery store, but everything is organic. They don't use artificial dyes or sugars.
No,
Oh my
yeah,
god, it's
there's
so
no
good.
pesticides,
Yeah,
which is
it's
another whole
so
thing. But
my favorite.
if you can, food is the foundation for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you feeding your brain? Are you
Crown
feeding-
Royal.
Cheers to that. But it's a nice Crown Royal. It's organic and gluten free, right?
And there's cranberry juice.
Anyways,
in it, obviously.
just do better for you. Treat yourself like you're a goddess.
Your own best friend.
Treat yourself like you're a goddess or a
Yeah.
god or a king or a queen.
Listen, I feed him
Your
grapes.
own best friend. Oh my god, yes. Yes. My queen was literally feeding me grapes on the couch a few nights ago.
Like an
and
Aphrodite
it was glorious.
angel,
I was just like, I don't know. This is like one of the best nights of my life. And
Yeah.
I hope all of you get fed grapes at some point in your life. Because it is legit AF. Look, I'm getting teary-eyed now thinking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, you got it. See, all of this is all related. You got to
Are we or should we just keep going?
we're fucking let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
We're just gonna go on this one.
Feed your mind, body, and soul. The things that
Yeah.
make you happy. And if you are okay, oh, God, you will hear us say these same kind of things a million times in different ways. But if you are with
Repetition is the
someone,
key.
yeah, if you're with someone that doesn't make you feel like you are deserving and worthy, and that brings you down, or that hurts your feelings on purpose, or is quick with the insults, um, or you work somewhere that you're afraid to walk into, or that you feel uneasy about, or that you feel unvalued with, or if you're friends with someone that sucks the energy out of you or guilt trips you about what you're doing, or has something to say about everything that you do, or if you are close with a family member that family, that's all I gotta say about
Draws
that. Yeah,
off of you in some way.
just isn't setting right, or they need you, or they're, like you're their clutch, or I don't know, man.
Or even treating you like dirt.
You do not have to be around people to make you feel like that. Life is hard enough, with just the way things are going with politics and finances, and the struggle of being alive is real. Okay, you can alleviate some of that stress, and it's so painful at first to let those people go, because it feels bad. It feels bad.
It
People
feels
are afraid.
morally wrong.
It feels
right?
it feels bad, but the reward that you will get on the other end of it is actually a catalyst. I believe that when you make the decision to cut certain things out of your life, only then you are able to grow spiritually. And I seriously believe that. It took me fucking walking out of my piece of shit job at a fucked up shoe retailer for me to really start living my life. Only then did I get to travel the country and have fun with my best friend and my boyfriend at the time, or I think we were engaged then, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we were engaged then, but sometimes you have to do something that really fucking scares you in order to really start living, and your spirit needs that. What do you always say? When the student is ready, the teacher will
Oh
come.
yeah, when the student's ready, the teacher
Will come. So you this is again, this is all ties in together, like with the saying no and the saying yes. If someone asks you to do something and you just fucking don't want to do it, not because you're lazy, there's a difference here.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it because it feels morally against what your spirit stands for. Don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. And if they can't accept that as an answer, then you don't need to be there anyway. Someone else will see that integrity and embrace it and want that. So don't hold yourself back because you don't think that anyone else will get you, because they always will. Okay. But yeah, stop beating yourself up. You have to be your own best friend.
Yeah.
And then surround yourself with your best friend. If your spouse partner is not your best friend, then you are doing it wrong. And people will say, oh, you know what, blah, blah, blah. You need to be, it's a sexual thing with your partner. Your best friend needs to be your best friend. Outside of that, I'm sorry, but that to me is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the love is always there, but it's true what they say. And we used to deny it. Like, won't always be like so touchy-feely. Okay, we've been together for almost 7 years. And we do. We fucking love each other. Like, I'm in love with this man. He is my fucking rock. Like, oh my God, I love this man. But there are roller coasters that happen where I'm just kind of like content. And that's me. It's not him. It's me. And then 3 months later, I fall right back in love. And it's fun doing that again. That experience is really good. But if you're not married to your best friend, if you're not dating your best friend, if you're not dating someone that like values your weirdness, then why are you with them? If they're critiquing you, like, I never critique. The only thing I can critique on his weirdness is how fucking slow he is to answer fucking yes or no questions or choices. But the whole issue with that
There's
is
a whole
he
system
wants-
of cogs and gears
Yeah,
going on
but
up
he
here.
only wants to please me. And my whole thing is like, that's not fair, because I'm trying to please you.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. But that's like that's like one of the only issues that we have. I'll be like, hey babe, do you want to go out to eat tonight? And he'll be like,
Well, there's not a lot of us. It's just like she'll be like, "Do you want Mexican or Chinese?" I'm like, "Well, we could do Chinese, but if you want Mexican, we can do Mexican."
And I'm like, no.
And it's okay. So this is, I can't necessarily call this a flaw, but this is definitely not a cohesive, well-oiled machine. That decision-making process.
There is a bug in my drink. Don't worry.
Is it like a housefly or?
Yeah, it's like a fruit fly.
The thing is this is actually something, like, 7 years, a lot of, okay, comparatively is either a long time to what you're considered or what you're used to, or a very short time. So take it as it is. But I will put her consideration before mine too much.
Right. Because again,
Too
confidence
much.
is sexy. I want him to know
Too
what he
much.
wants.
So I'm like, I know what I want, but I want you to be happy. So here's, we're actually kind of coming full circle on this again, and this is about being yourself without giving a fuck, but also just choosing, you make a decision and stick to it, and
I'm gonna
make the
choose to
best decision for
pee
yourself.
right now.
What, once again, being your own best friend, it's like, if you want Mexican, just make the decision. And then if your girlfriend or wife or whatever really doesn't want it, then you can have a discussion. But there's this, like, I've seen this repetitive meme on the internet about, like, a couple getting ready to go out for dinner, and the guy's like, I'm hungry. Where do you want to eat? And the girl's like, oh, I don't know. And then he starts listing off things, and she's like, no, because of this, no, because of that. It's a thing. A lot of people go through it. A lot of people are indecisive. We're all, I think a lot of that boils down to the fact that we're all eating like shit. I hate to say it, but as soon as you get your intake right, your output will be on point. So make the decision and stick to it. And it's like, this is, I still eat junk from time to time. I'm not saying that I'm above it. Once again, I'm not saying I'm a master at this whole thing. A lot of what we talk about with you all and us is we're working through these things. Like, I'm not the expert. I'm not doling out advice because I feel like you need to change it. It's just like, think upon this idea that we're bringing up and give it some consideration. Google it. Search it on Reddit. Do whatever the fuck you need to do.
On the topic of Googling it, though, not everything you read on the internet is
Oh my
consistent.
God. That's,
so do you
go
need to,
past the first, like,
yeah,
5.
yeah. Cite multiple sources for your research because and everything is going to kill you.
Everything's going to kill you.
Everything's
Everything's
awful,
going to
but
save you. Everything's the new superfood. This actually brings me to an interesting point today that happened. Like, we've been big on supplements. What'd you say?
I think I just got hit in the face with a fly. That's fine.
Yes. We've been fairly big on supplements throughout our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Started off with just generic shit. Then we started going into more, like, detailed, like, we started off, like, with just, do a multivitamin each day. And then it was like, all right, we need fish oil and CoQ10 and, chondroitin, glucosamine, and all this, just, like, we hone it in.
Yeah. Now I'm on Juice Plus, which we'll get to that. Yeah.
But even today, like, I've been off of supplements for a while just to kind of really do an A, B, like, how did I feel when I was on them? How would I feel when I'm off them? I've stuck to the fish oil still, just because I can notice a difference within the next day or two after I stop taking it. So that's the one thing that, like, I know this is making an effect on my joints. But so I've been off of them for a while, and oddly enough, coincidentally, I've kind of gone into this slump of I don't know, just I've been a haze, like in an unnatural haze, because we still eat pretty well. I take care of myself. I don't exercise as much as I should, but who does? Anyways, so I started looking up today on multiple different sources the effects of multivitamins, and there is such a extreme on both sides that it just kind of evens out into this, like, all these scientific studies are saying no significant health benefits, but then there's a handful that are saying, well, it at least decreases certain types of cancer.
Right.
And then you have other people that are like, oh my God, my life is completely different with multivitamins.
And everybody's DNA is different.
Oh my God, that's the hugest point.
Yeah.
It's like, we are not a homogenous species. As much as we like to believe one for all type of thing, it's not that case. Like, we're all such genetic mutations and mutts that, like, every literal individual's chemistry is so fucking different that everything affects everyone differently. I mean, someone might take a handful of turmeric and all of a sudden they might become, disease and cancer free. Another person might take it
And be yellow.
and just poop yellow poop, and that's it. So it's like, just find what works for you. Try things out. Like, give yourself, like I said earlier with food, like it's gonna take longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You got to commit yourself. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'll give it 3-4 days. No. Like, even gluten free. I'm saying it. I eat gluten free. Hate me.
He's not gluten intolerant.
But I'm not.
He doesn't have celiacs.
I don't have celiacs.
He is a little gluten intolerant.
But I've read on it. I've researched it. I follow a lot of very intelligent people that talk about the subject. So I'm not just following a trend here. But it still, year after year, I continue to see benefits. Yeah. And when I eat it, like clockwork, 2 weeks after I eat something gluten, something happens. I get bad dry skin around my nose, and I get dandruff. So that might be a lot of people will say that may be some kind of self-imposed placebo or nocebo, as it's supposed to be, reaction.
No,
but to me,
used to just eat it. We used to eat it all the time, and it was like constant. Yeah. Well, you were constantly in that state, and then when you cut it off, then
the skin
it went
started
away,
clearing
and
up.
then when you ate it, so it's.
Read Wheat Belly.
Oh my God, yes, that's an amazing book.
Dave Asprey has a lot to say on it. A lot of people want to hate on the whole topic of that, but Wheat Belly actually goes into the science of what we are eating now with wheat.
Everyone is going to have an opinion about what you're doing no matter what.
True story.
Like, everyone. So it's honestly best to, again, find your tribe, people that you can talk to about this stuff without them judging you, because everyone is going to tell you that what you're doing is right or wrong. Yeah.
I know. I get it's even
it's
in
like
this day and
politics
age,
and religion. Like,
after the wave of being gluten free was a trend, which it's no. I feel like no one beats anyone up over eating gluten free anymore because it's a trend. Which it's health trends happen. Yeah, that happens. But where was I going with that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Just do what feels right for you, please. Just listen to your body.
Try stuff.
Test things. Try
anti-inflammatory. We added turmeric to our diets, and like just the powder form.
I put it in my coffee.
Yeah, we put it in everything, and we give it to our dogs even. And actually, if you have dogs, if you've got dogs that are getting a little bit older, they're gonna start having arthritis issues. Sprinkle a little bit of turmeric on their food, and you'll notice a difference.
First and foremost, give them good food. Do not give them pedigree or iron.
Don't give them fucking milk bones.
Don't give them milk bones. Do not feed your dog shit food. Because dogs don't naturally eat grains like corn and wheat and all that shit, which is put in most major brand foods.
Right.
Just chip out a little bit more if you really love your fucking dog, your best friend. Give them good food, please. Yes. It will make a difference. I mean, there's no reason dogs should be having all these weird cancerous growths and
milk bone,
joint problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get worked up about dogs.
No, yeah, we love our pups. We love them. You'll meet them one day. But yeah, you seriously, be your own best friend. Don't tolerate people that don't lift you up. Learn to say no if it doesn't suit you. Learn to say yes if you're like a little afraid of it, but you kind of think it might be fun. Yeah. Oh my God. With yourself.
Bottom line, right?
Oh my God.
The truest no's and yeses come from just being honest. Listen to your intuition.
Yeah. And literally, people like respect you so much more if you come to them in a calm and orderly fashion and just say, I understand that you are requesting this of me, but I need to understand. Either like ask questions if you're not sure because you're just like nervous.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Maybe it's not as big of a deal as you think it is, but if it seems like it's a big deal and you just know that it goes against what you know is right, then you need to speak up. And no one, if they give you shit about it or you lose something over it, then brush that shit off because something better is coming.
And there are people that experientially have more knowledge as far as like, I know how to weld or I know how to chop a tree down without it falling on me. But when it comes to the inevitability of our lifespan, nobody, and this is going to, I think we're going to end every episode with this, but nobody knows anything else. Nobody knows more than anybody else. Nobody knows what happens after this. We have we have anecdotal stories about life after death, which are great, but nobody knows more than anyone else. We're all in this thing together.
Right. Which is why you should definitely not take yourself too seriously, but also live your life and love your life. And if you're not
Yeah.
loving and living your life, then you're doing something wrong.
And I was just gonna say real quick about just being honest, like finding your true honest self. Is like your life. You got to look at your life as a ship in this crazy ocean, and who is steering that ship? Are you allowing
Ooh.
like people to
I
just
like that.
fucking rope in Captain what is it?
Oh.
Jack Sparrow? Rope in Captain
Ahab.
Jack Sparrow? Oh, white whale.
What?
Oh, Ahab. No, I should have said
Ahab.
Ahab.
I was like, oh my god,
Ahab.
what's Ahab?
Thank you. Sorry.
We're not racist.
I am
by
not
the way.
racist. I love all races.
No, we do. We really do. I think that was just a slip.
That was
that was a Freudian, not a Freudian slip. No, that's
that
wrong
was a
too.
whiskey slip.
Whiskey slip.
Captain Ahab. Anyways, are you allowing just random captains to rope in on your ship and start steering the wheel? Or are you in control of that ship? Do you have the power? Yes, you do, first and foremost. Don't let other people make decisions for your life. Family, best friends, spouses,
Anyone.
no one. You.
Except animals. If you got animals, you need to fucking go home and fucking feed
Take care of them. Give them good food.
Give them good food. Don't let them sit in a cage for 16 hours and shit and piss all over themselves. That's fucked up. That's for another episode. But anyway,
are we wrapping
I don't know.
up?
I feel like this is a pretty successful second airing, and I think you guys are getting a little bit deeper of a taste of what we're about. And
we're about love. We're about
God.
positivity. Even if we kind of got a little angsty, ranty, at the end of the day, it's just like, we want you to be the best you that you can possibly be.
Totally.
Rise above it. Become the hero of your own story.
Yeah.
Or is there a female term for hero?
A shiro.
A shiro. Boom. Just be awesome.
Yeah, just
all the time.
Well,
it's possible.
It's possible. It's hard though.
You're gonna have downtimes. We all have downtimes.
Yeah, but you can do it. And you know what? Life's too short.
Life is too short.
So.
Literally. I mean, just make it happen.
Yeah, just make it happen. Just be your own best friend, and then only let other people guide you into your best friends. Your 5 people that are your closest friends should be lifting you towards your spirituality, whether that's Christian or agnostic or Judaism or Hindu or
Buddhist,
whatever it is.
whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter.
No.
I think the center core of all of what we're trying to say.
Many roads that lead to Rome, as they say.
Oh, I never heard that, but it sounds cool. Yeah, just we want to help you be the best fucking you that you can be, and kind of let you know that you're not alone in this, and whatever feelings you may be having, like we share them too, and that you're not.
We're fucked up. We're flawed.
Oh, totally.
We're not cool.
Totally.
We're not hip. Well, you're cool. I'm not.
I'm pretty cool. You're pretty cool.
I mean,
he's decent. He's mad decent. Anyway, so we hope to see you guys again soon. I think our next podcast should kind of go deeper into.
We're just gonna keep going deeper. We're gonna keep strengthening you as well as us. This is all. We're all just a reflection of each other, really. You know, in this crazy cosmic soup.
Yeah, I think I'd like to talk. I think I would like to talk more about medications, prescriptions. I think I'd like to touch a little on politics next time. I think we need to go there and kind of just put it out there, like what we're about and what we're not about.
Things are just fucked up right now.
And then, I don't know. I think maybe the 4 agreements.
I'd love to talk about the 4 agreements.
Yeah. So, we'll look forward to that next week. So we'll talk about the effect of the prescriptions of America and the world. We'll talk about the fucked up politics that we're dealing with, and
which might be one and the same.
ding, 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 and then the 4 agreements. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been Whiskey with the Walens.
Peace. Let's do a clap. Nice. Went over.